Hello, Kelly Lee here, professional genealogist and founder of Root Pursuit. We are working on our new book. This is Sarah Ellen Hayes, one of my great-grandmother's grandmother. So she, this is the book. We worked on the cover last week, and I did another video where I put together this page, but it didn't had some stuff happen in it, and I ended up deleting it, so you didn't get to see that part, but it wasn't that exciting. It was just basically this page glued on and this page used as an envelope, and then we had this insert which has a little family tree on it. You can see Sarah Ellen's father was William P. Hayes. Her mother was Elizabeth Smith, and William's father was Isaac Hayes, and his wife was Nancy Kennedy. Elizabeth's parents were Joseph Smith and Polly Evans. All right, so this is just kind of a little introduction to Sarah. I put a little I don't know, it's just a little piece of something I had laying around that I glued on top of there and used as my main label for her. I did use a calligraphy pen to create the black font, and then I just used a regular Marvy Le Plume scrapbooking marker for the Sarah Ellen handwriting. So I really prefer, and then I used the calligraphy marker for this as well, and I just think that looks so much more authentic to the time. So I'm probably going to use this one a lot in this book. So you can see I have her birth date. She was born in 1857, November 15th, 1847, and she died July 28th, 1879. So she lived a pretty short life, and here's a picture that I had from her as a photo. I did a photocopy of her, the only tin type picture that we have of her. So clearly you can see that it was dated, it was probably early 1870-ish, I'm thinking, or 1872 that this photo was taken, based on her clothing, her age. She was not married. This is a picture with her brother. She was sitting with her brother. So I would definitely say that's probably the age range. I could perhaps put something about circa 1870, I don't know, something like that. I think as I go along, I might add that, but at this point, I'm not. I think I could probably get a little bit closer to the time period. Perhaps her brother. Let me pull that out. So this is the photocopy. Oh, I folded it in half and I cut that picture out on accident. Well, that was silly of me. So this was the picture, like so, and getting such a close-up of the image showed me a couple of things, that both of her brother Josiah, Josiah looks pretty young there. I would say he looks to be 14, 15, 16, around there. Could be 17, 18 too, but all of their buttons are mismatched. Different sizes, different colors on both of their jackets. So that kind of gives an indication of their income level, that they couldn't afford the buttons to be all from the same, package or whatever. They're just miscellaneous buttons. I suppose there's a chance that was creating a statement, but I doubt it. All right, So that was the gist of how I created that. I used this frame. I had some different frame options, but I wanted to give a nice frame, and ended up going with the frame that you see on there, and then simply traced around there, around the outside of the frame, and then I trimmed off the about, you know, 2 millimeters off the edge all around. So I still had enough of a glue area from about here in all the way around. So just kind of eyeing it up, not a lot of math that I used for that. So that was the first page of the album. This is one thing I did between times, is I updated the cover by using the Distress ink, this Distress Oxide Brush Corduroy by Ranger, and this was more of a creamish color, these little spots, and I basically essentially made them brown. And then I think that blended a little bit better. I'm going to do more to the cover, but at this point I'm just going to leave it so that I can worry about the inside and creating that. So the next page that we're going to work on is going to be the birth page, which gives us a rundown of Sarah Ellen's birth page. So yeah, I'm excited to work on that. And I think I'll probably cut out some more pages from here. I can do that now. Thinking, do I have my mat? Yep. And I've got my cutter. Oh, move this box out of the way. 1, 2. I'm probably gonna cut out 3 pages from here. Get out my X-Acto knife. I just really enjoy the altered books process so much better than, I know some people doing these journals do the part where you make your own books out of different things, but I really enjoy the altered book process. And then I'll of course save these pages. They are high gloss. Yeah, they're high gloss, so I may need to treat them, or, you know, tone them down. The ones that are in there, I'm just gonna cover them with paper. So that's gonna be that process. One of the papers that I'm excited to use in this book is, I have some, these are also high gloss, but that's okay. A couple of those in here isn't a big deal. I could technically sand this down and then go back over it with some Distress ink, and then, or I could, or also go over it with a matte finish Mod Podge, which I also do have. So I might just do that at some point. You probably don't want me to show you that process. It's pretty boring, but I will show you the Mod Podge that I will use. Oh, that's gesso. That's not gonna work. So I'm not going to show you the Mod Podge because maybe I don't have any anymore. It wasn't in the box. I might have run out. All right, so I guess I won't be doing that. You can also use a clear coat gesso, but I only recommend that if you are already into mixed media and you're kind of an artist. I don't think it's necessary for you to buy a big jar of gesso or a little jar. It's pretty expensive, so I'm definitely not going to recommend that, because there are much more inexpensive ways, and also just leaving it high gloss is not really a big deal. So anyway, you shake it. So, and probably if you're into the art and you have gesso, you already know what to do with it. So I think we're good. We're all good. I'm sure that I'm going to embellish this page a little bit more. I have a few more trinkets and things. This is my little trinket box of fun little cards and pieces. These are chipboard pieces. I've got this one with the little bird on it and number 1. So that could be kind of cute. Maybe hanging off our family tree. That might be a thing. Got this really cool giant paper clip. I might get to use that in here. It's a really funky key. It's just like a chipboard key, and it looks, I guess you could use it on a dangle, but it looks, I think it would look a lot better if you just used it, you know, glued down. So that's my thoughts. I have these little frame deals, but I have a feeling that these will be on a cover and I don't think it's really gonna fit on or go with the theme on this particular cover. Got these little windows. I distressed them with white pastel, and I had planned on putting them in another book, but I may be able to use a couple of them. Be brave, and just a little tag label. So it says lovely, or you can use the green. That might look nice there. That looks really nice. And then I could just put maybe a family tree in there. I like that idea. Putting my toys away. There we go. Oh, it's got a mark on it. All right. So here's what I'm gonna do. Not that I don't trust myself, but I'm gonna write family tree on here, and if it doesn't turn out, then I can just put it back in the box and use the lovely on something else. That's gonna be my strategy here. So if it works, if I like it, then we'll glue it down. All right, so I'm using the calligraphy pen. The tip looks a little bit different, if you can see that. I'm just gonna roll it around. It's flat on one side, which causes that different, and then on the other end it's a much wider tip on there. So this one's 2 millimeter, the other is 5 millimeters, so it's a big difference. Okay. Okay, I can live with that, I think. It's kind of not adhering as well as I would like. It's almost like see-through, and it's not drying terribly quickly. Like it's not absorbing the color into this. I blow on it. Into the surface. So I hope that's not going to be a problem, because I really don't want it to smear. So I'm gonna actually set that aside to dry. And I'm not gonna add anything else to that for now. I still might add this to here, perhaps. Just maybe put another white eyelet here and connect the two. Let's do it. Let's do it. So, like this. some white eyelets. And let's set an eyelet. And we want our middle size. I find it hard to believe that they're smaller eyelets than these. This one's got a little, what do you call that? Flaw on it, so I'm not gonna use that one. Woo! That one looks good. We need a hole punch as well. We'll punch that first. This is our small size hole punch. We'll use that. All right, and we want this right side up. This does have a back side that we can put things on, but I don't, these eyelets have little like backing thing on them. I guess I could use it. It's not gonna hurt me. Make sure that's in the right direction. And then this is called the silent setter, so you just apply consistent pressure to it instead of banging it down. And I kind of roll it around until it is good. And my hand usually slips at some point, and I'm not applying enough pressure. Apparently that's what I do when I'm on camera. Usually it doesn't take me this long, but I have a tendency to slip, and I didn't want to do that on camera, or all of a sudden Well, okay, we're good. Done and done. So now we'll just put our eyelet setter away. I really like the silent setter. I'm really glad I got that one instead of, because a lot of times what you'll just get one of these that's basically, you know, a little bit longer out to here, and then you just put it down and hammer it in, and that's all there is to it usually. So this is kind of a little bit more, but I found it on Facebook Marketplace and it was a really good deal. So to put these together, I might use Baker's Twin. I have this sitting here and I never use it. Maybe I'll use this instead to put them together. This is so cute. Actually, I really like this stuff. All right, we don't need that much. And if we have extra, it'll dangle down. And I definitely like the idea of having it on the first page so you can see it. I don't know, do we like that? Does that make sense? I think it makes sense. All right. We're gonna make this pretty loose so there's a little wiggle room there. And then we're going to tighten from this direction and from this direction again. And that thing's not going anywhere. There, I like it dangling down. I don't know if you can even see that. There we go. That looks pretty good. And then we'll just pop it right in there. Get rid of our grommets. And then it'll just kind of hang out the side. So that's good. All right. Now, I'm thinking I would like to have some kind of a feature up here. I had some new border that I got. It might just work for this. So this is K and Company. Oh, you can see my price. I got it for $1.29 at the thrift store. Oh, you can see the little pieces. Okay, but what I'm thinking is these little corner pieces to go up here like that. Dropping ink pads. Okay, all's good again in the world. How much is that? I need to go in here a little more. There we go. I feel like that needs just like a little bit of emphasis. Talk about that being the same colors. Wow. All right, let's just don't draw on it. So I'm just gonna outline it because it blends in so well. Hopefully that looks decent. Oh yeah, that looks good. I like it. And let's put 2 more on there on this side. I really like the embellishments part of doing this process, finding little features. And I for this particular one, or for I should say this, doing another album, I really wanted to do a woman so that I could use all my flowers and my girly stuff. I do love flowers, no doubt about that. Now the question is, I'm just gonna roll this up a little bit closer. Do we want one on the bottom? And I think the answer is no, we don't. And back to our family tree. Yeah, it still has that lake. Yeah, it's still coming off. Okay, you know, let that dry before we add it. But actually, let me just look at it and see if I like it. It's good, good stuff. And I think we can probably keep this as is and not do anything more to that page until I find something else, some other idea. Ooh, this would look cute. All right, I'm doing that. That's gonna happen. I don't know how the heck I'm gonna glue that tiny little thing down. I'm gonna have to use my glue that I use for the, well, it's my stinky glue. This is my Super Fabric Adhesive, Aleene's permanent fabric adhesive. And you're supposed to have good ventilation, but I don't have that right now. So we're gonna not worry about it because we're gonna use a little teeny bit of glue, not a lot of glue, just a teeny bit of glue. And don't really recommend you touching it with your fingers. So I'm just gonna push it down with, you could push it down with a paper clip. Not crooked here, but I look a little crooked. Ooh. Okay. My line was a little off center there. scoot on down so you're the right length. There we go. Gives us a little bit of time to move it before it totally dries. There we go. Now I'll leave it alone. Put the cap on my glue. And I left my glue sitting right over her picture. That was smart. All right. Okay. So there's that. Oop. Dry enough, right? All right. Where's my glue? Get out a little bit of glue. This is just regular white PVA glue. Center it and down. Using this rubber stamp to press on there. A little pressure. All right, here we go. All right, so we're all finished up with this. If you enjoyed this video, you can check out more on this YouTube channel. We've been coming out with videos every 2 days. If you are interested in finding out more about genealogy research, then you can check out our website. It's root-pursuit.com. And we're also on Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, Pinterest, and Instagram. So I'll talk to you later. Thanks for joining.